Good morning and welcome to this week's video diary on the farm. So it's Monday morning, and what do you find me doing? You find me drilling some Skyfall winter wheat, which we hope will be going for milling wheat next year if the protein and the bushel weight and every other hoop that we have to jump through is met. But yeah, so that's what we're doing this week. We should hopefully today get the winter wheat drilled, and then we're probably going to have a couple of fields of oats to drill. We're not going to have many oats this year, and then that will be drilling for this autumn finished. We're going to then be on to obviously pre-emergence and then spraying, and as I say, hopefully you should see some of that at some point this week with me. I usually do the spraying on the farm, so that'll be out with me on the tractor, and yeah, so as I say, I just thought this would be a good place to start the video, and hopefully, as I say, we'll get the drilling done today, and then we've got Stephen coming at some point this week to lift the sugar beet in terms of what we put in the pile, so that will be sold and gone this week. That's obviously going to British Sugar, so I'll be pleased to get that one out of the way, because then the field directly in front of me now, just over the other side of that hedge, that can then be lifted as well. Then, well, we can't lift it at the moment because we've got nowhere to put the sugar beet. We could run it along the end of one of the other fields, but I don't want to start messing up fields, if I'm honest, and because as well, that's compaction and everything else. So where we're tipping the sugar beet is where we've been tipping now for the last couple of years, and we find it works really well because we can have the lorries off the road and nothing's on a field, and as I say, the lorries are not parked on the road in terms of sort of blocking the highway or anything like that, so it means that everyone's happy. So that's the reason why we do it, the way we do it, and why we do it from there. So once we get that sugar beet sold, as I say, we can then crack on with that field. That field that I was just talking about that needs to be harvested, that was coming winter wheat. If it goes off, if the sugar beet is off by the end of this week, then I may well still drill it with winter wheat, in which case we'll have one more field to do, but if not, it doesn't matter too much, because we can either spring crop it, we'll have to spring crop it if we don't get winter wheat in there, because nothing else is going to go in there. So but yeah, as I say, just thought I would open out the video and introduce, and there'll be some footage this week of George doing his final field of mulching, and Ruben, who is still out on the subsoiler at the moment, the 8-metre subsoiler, he's getting the first sugar beet field that we harvested in not the last episode but the episode before that, or the week diary before that one. So he's subsoiling that. Stephen's been and lined the fields, and as I've said before, we do that for moisture, but we more importantly do that as well because it helps to promote earthworms, and they're very important to soil structure, which then in turn is very important then for helping to increase yields, etc, etc, etc. So that's why we lime all the fields every year, or as much as the fields need. If the fields don't need it, we don't do it, but usually we find we do put a small covering on each year, just to try and keep the levels as close to 100% as we can. It's not always possible, but I think 9 times out of 10 we probably get close to achieving that. Yeah, as I say, you'll see me a bit later on with the sprayer. Hopefully I'll get footage of George, or I'll get George will have his own camera and he'll show a bit of footage of him mulching, Ruben subsoiling, and then a bit later on me spraying, and then it's usually an argument between George and Ruben who gets the rolling. I have promised them that one day I'll get 2 sets of rolls and they can both do it. Yeah, so it'll be a bit of just because they'll want the track job, or who knows, Ray may even make an appearance and nick it off both of them. On the final hour. So we'll wait and see on that one. But yeah, as I say, I'll join you a bit later. Bye for now. Alright, so you join me now on a tractor and trailer. Yeah, I'm carting sugar beet. So we've got a bit of a rush job that's come in. So the sugar beet factory have asked us to deliver our sugar beet a day and a half earlier than what they originally said, which has caught myself and Stephen out. So Stephen's still out sugar beet harvesting. His brother's now on the roper, and because the plan was that Stephen was going to have his brother driving one of the lorries, and we were going to have Dad driving the other lorry, because Dad tomorrow is off holiday, so he's not home today. And no, that's best laid plans and all that. So as you can see, I'm in the big Massey Ferguson, and I've got the Richard Weston trailer on. And the reason that we've still got this is, as you know, we borrowed it to help us with some of the jobs that we had to do. But the main reason why we still have this is it does hold a little bit more than our Martson. So that's the reason why we've gone with the Richard Weston. But yeah, so I'm out today carting sugar beet. The the Challenger and the drill is in the field because I was just about getting here. Well, I'd literally just arrived in the field when the when the mouse turned up, and so what I had to do was I had to get George to come and get me, and in the truck, and then go back and get a tractor and trailer. So that's what the crack is at the moment, but it's going fairly well. Seems to be a decent yield. It's always a bit hard from here to judge the back of the trailer, but I just keep moving up with him really. As I say, it's going well. It's amazing how quickly that machine does shift the sugar beet. It'd be even better if we had a lorry, because we'd be able to cart even more at a time. But as it is, as I say, this is what we've got, and you have to make the best of what you've got. And as I say, I could have put George on here, but I want George to get the mulching finished today. I want all of that completed today, so he just went back to, because he's not working that far from the farm, and so I said to him, look, drive back to the farm on your Challenger, get the truck, come and pick me up, and then we'll both go back to the farm. You can go back to your Challenger, and I'll go on the tractor and trailer, and then once I've done this job, because it isn't going to take us long to clear this. I mean, we are getting through it rather rapidly. It's taken a little while to fill the trailer, but it's not too bad. And yeah, so as I say, I just thought I would bring you in and show you this, because it's a bit of a different job. Actually, in actual fact, we could probably get out, because I can probably get through the hedge here. I can here. So this is the roper, and as I say, this is what lifts our sugar beet. So basically it lifts it all into there, so the bottom of the pile will be there somewhere, and it takes it from there, sucks it up into the machine. It goes up this conveyor belt, and then once it goes up the conveyor belt, it then drops onto that conveyor belt, which then brings it round and then drops it into the trailer. While it is doing that, it is also cleaning it. Let's have a little look up in the cab, and this is the view from the cab, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so that's the job of the roper. But as I say, that's what we've been doing. But it's not taking all that long to fill a trailer. And he definitely won't be appreciating me wandering around. But there's the Challenger. So as you can see, I literally just got to the field. Ruben's still in the field. He's still subsoiling that field, so it's allowing him to get in front a little bit. But yeah, I just got there, and then happened. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. There is hopefully later on in the week there's going to be some spraying and some rolling taking place, and there may even be some winter ploughing. It just depends on what we have got to do. Oh, and the other thing that I should say as well is we did make a decision in the end on the potatoes. So what came off the field after the bit where you saw me load in the shed, we have sold directly. We have sold that to the potato merchant, and that's gone straight away. And essentially what that did is that brought in a little bit of cash flow for us, because you know, it's important throughout the farming year to have a bit of cash flow come in, and you know, be able to pay your bills and be able to pay, you know, sort of things that need paying. Obviously we're, you know, currently buying seed at the moment. We've got furniture, fertilizer to come as well, because obviously we need to get the mustard and the rapeseed fertilized, because we want them to get away from the ground. Mainly because it will stop pigeon damage, but it'll also stop flea beetle and stuff like that. So you know, the quicker we can sort of get that you know, away from the ground and you know, getting it gone, the better it will be. But yeah, so that's the plans at the moment. But yeah, so I'll see you a bit later on when hopefully we'll be doing something else more interesting. Bye for now. Right, so I'm out in the sprayer. We haven't bought a new sprayer. We've got this one on hire because ours has gone in for a service. We were finding that the pump levels would drop when I started to spray this field, funnily enough, in the first field. So we've taken it to back to Webster's, and they've given us a sprayer, same brand, same make. The only difference is that obviously this one's on hire, so we're putting pre-emergence, as you can tell, on the spring on the winter barley that we put in. So we're putting a tank mixture of a Liberator and Proclus onto the winter barley, and what basically that does is that protects us against all broadweed leaves and all grass weeds as well. Ideally you would put this on 48 hours, within 48 hours of drilling the field. Unfortunately, because of just how busy and everything's got stacked up, we just haven't been able to do that. But the agronomist that we use has said that it should still be more than okay to apply. So because it's going on winter barley, we're currently applying it at 1 litre a hectare, which doesn't sound a lot, but for how effective, we've used this chemical mix before, and for how effective it is, you know, well then it's more than enough, and it will give us a really good start, and then we can then after the crop has come through, so probably by the end of October, sort of maybe beginning to mid-November, we should be able to then come in with a post-emergent and then spray another mix onto the crop. But the good thing about this Liberator and Proclus is that we can also spray it on winter wheat, so it means I don't have to clean the tank out. The only differences between the winter wheat and the winter barley is that it goes on winter wheat we need 1.4 litres per hectare, and that's to 200 litres of hectare of water. So it's as I say, it's quite a good little mix, and it does do a really good job. Why did my sprayer stop? Don't know. And yeah, so that's what we're doing today. The sugar beet has been moved. So that has now been done. If the crop was on the field, then I would not be impressed with the fact that I've just missed the tram line, but as the crop is not on the field, we're fine. So yeah, as you can see, the one thing I do like about this sprayer is that it's pretty rapid, although it's very bumpy in here. Although it does need rolling, to be fair, but we're on nice wide tyres, so you know, we're sort of riding the bumps fairly well, but it is quite bumpy. But we do have boom stabilisers, so the boom shouldn't be moving around too much, really, to be fair, and they're not, which is good. So yeah, again, just thought I'd bring you in. The auto boom leveler thing is, I was told, isn't working, so every time it hits a bump, it raises up a little bit, because the sensors on the booms, if I just get out and show you that actually. So on the booms here, there is a crop sensor, which is this bit here, and basically what happens is that when the crop, so you need to be roughly about 1 meter above the crop to get a fairly sort of even, good spray. And not only that as well, but it also, if you're sort of within the meter tolerance of the crop, it reduces massively drift and the risk of drift. So that, you know, that's why we would have that. But yeah, that crop, so when that bounces as it is doing, because of how bumpy it is out here, then it thinks it's, you know, going to hit the ground, and so it'll automatically raise the boom up. It's not working properly. The Websters have said that that it's set a little bit too sensitive at the moment, but it will do for us. As I say, this is the Dino Agrio, if I can get my teeth in, and yes, and it's a nice sprayer. You know, I quite like it. You know, had we have not had, just need to back up slightly just so as I don't miss. And had we have not last year bought the one that we bought, then I may have considered buying one, but because I do very much like it. It's very much easy to use, and or very much easier to use than the tractor mounted one. And you know, I do like our sprayer, so I'm not saying that I don't, but this is very nice to currently, you know, sort of be having to go on. The other side, I haven't missed that. I've got to go back for that, but the tram line was up this end of the field, so I needed to, so I wasn't turning into the crop all the time. I've decided to miss it out, and then should be able to get it on the way back. But yeah, so I just again thought I'd bring you in on this, and then you know, and just show you what I'm doing. As I say, I've got the winter wheat to do as well, and I've also got the mustard and the rapeseed to do. And on there we're putting a liquid nitrogen on. So yeah, we'll be at some point this week we'll be doing that as well. But say I do all the drilling on the farm, and I also do all of the spraying on the farm. So yeah, I'll see you in a little bit when we're doing something else. So here I am. I'm out in a vent tractor. Yes, we've every year we and I'm out doing some rolling, by the way. That's the job that I'm doing. So I'll just quickly show you the rolls are ours. Obviously, you've seen the rolls before sitting in the yard, but the tractor we borrow from Dalton Estates, which is somewhere way out there. But yeah, every year we borrow the tractor from Dalton Estates. It's event 1038, and which basically means it's 380 horsepower. And we borrow it mainly because it's a tractor that they keep on really wide tyres. It's the tractor they use for their autumn spraying and rolling. And again, you know, as is important in farming, we have a very good relationship with Dalton Estates. And as I say, every year once they get their rolling complete, and there's a a spare day in the calendar for the tractor, then we have it for the day, and we get all of our rolling done with it. So the rolling today will be finished. Well, this evening, not today. It's about 6:30 now in the evening, and as I say, we'll get this rolled. George has gone home for his tea, and then as soon as he gets back from his tea, he'll be taking over from rolling from me, and then I'll go home and have my tea. But yeah, it's a nice tractor, and as I say, because of the flotation tyres, it means that we can minimise compaction. The rolls themselves have flotation tyres on as well, so again that helps to minimise the compaction that we would otherwise see with driving over the field. But yeah, so I just thought I would bring you in and show you this. Spraying has stopped. The sprayer has gone back, so we haven't got all of it quite finished yet, but the sprayer has gone back, and we're expecting our sprayer back tomorrow. It's been and had its service, and we've had a new pump on it, so that should be good, and we'll be able to carry on with that. It talks of being decent weather tomorrow, so we'll get out and get on with that. Rolling's done. Sugar beet has been moved, and Stephen's hoping that by the end of this week he should get into the other field, which would be absolutely fantastic if that was the case, because as I say, we need the sugar beet up. The other field hasn't been drilled. The field that I was in where the sugar beet was being lifted, or that I just got to, that I haven't drilled that yet. That still hasn't been done, but that will be done either possibly this evening or tomorrow. And then if we can get the other sugar beet filled up tomorrow or the next day, but tomorrow ideally, then we will get that subsoiled and get it drilled as well. But I don't hold out too much hope for that, because as I say, Stephen is exceptionally busy, and the sugar beet factory did sort of catch us all out a bit. We kind of got things in our diary sort of set and planned, and then they kind of like, we need the sugar beet, and they only do that when they're getting low, and of course they've just opened the factory, so therefore, or they opened it in September, so therefore, they need to keep it open, they need to keep it running, and they need to keep a good high demand of sugar beet. So yeah, they rang and sort of said we want it now, which is good, because it gets it off the field or off the headland of the field. But it's bad because we weren't expecting it, and we were expecting to be another 2-3 days away before taking it, and then suddenly it's a case of we didn't have no men, or Stephen didn't have the lorry drivers available, to do the job, that we were obviously looking for them to do. So I've ended up being on the tractor and trailer for most of the day, and then taking it back to the farm, and once we got it to the farm, we've been re-tipping it again, and then tomorrow the lorries will come, and then they will take them away. But we it's what can I say? It's an arse about face way of doing things, but it was all we had, because I can't, with one tractor and trailer, I couldn't drive the distance to the sugar beet factory, which is about 30 some odd miles from here. So I couldn't do that on the tractor, because we wouldn't have got nothing done. So we've literally taken it off the side of the road, we've taken it back to the farm, we've put it in a massive pile, and then we've got Dalton Farm. They are also contractors for sugar beet, and what will happen is that they will come along, and they will lift it for us, and we will have lorries available to take the sugar beet. But yeah, so that's the that's the awkward way that we've had to do it, but that's all we could do. Yes, we could have waited till tomorrow for the lorries from Dalton Farm, um, you know, but they weren't keen on pulling up on the grass. There's been a lot of water this year laid down, and back at the farm we can stand them on concrete and load the lorries. So that was because that was originally what I sort of wanted to do. Was myself and Stephen had organised Dalton Farms to come and lift to cart the sugar beet for us. But then, as I say, they sort of came down, looked at the job, and said, "We're not standing on this grass. We stand on concrete and concrete only." And it was them that suggested that we move the sugar beet with the roper mouse down to the yard, tip it, and then they take it away. As I say, it was not what I wanted to do. It's a lot of mucking about. It's a lot of time wasted. It's a lot of time I haven't been drilling or spraying or, doing all the other jobs that I need to get done. And I need to get them done, I really do, because I need the rapeseed needs to be fertilised. The mustard needs to be fertilised to try and get it away from the ground, because obviously it's through now. I still haven't really dared to walk through the rape field and see how good or bad it is. But yeah, I'm hopefully it's not that bad, but it could be. But yeah, so as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the video here for this week for the update on the farm. As I say, it's Friday morning, well, Friday evening, sorry, and we, as I say, we're about sort of getting caught up and done. Next update, so next week will be mainly spraying. I'm literally going to be on the sprayer all of the time. Whether that means it will be a midweek update that I'll do, I'm hoping to get, if the sugar beet gets lifted, I'm hoping to get both fields drilled. If not, I'll definitely get the one where I got to earlier this week. Just haven't had time to get, with everything else that's been going on. We've been selling grain this week. We've sold grain, we've sold the oats, pretty much all of the oats. I wouldn't be surprised if that is actually empty. Some barley as well. So we've been busy, and as I say, the problem is when we are as busy as what we've been, I don't always have time to record everything. Ideally, what I would like is to have someone employed that can just go around with me recording, and me doing a bit of chatting, while I'm sort of doing things, because it's a bit awkward to sort of hold the camera with one hand or the phone with one hand and try and drive or try and load lorries or try and sort of do whatever. The sprayer's not too bad. I can put the camera up, sort of in the window and sort of sit there spraying, or I can fit it behind me so you're looking out the window the way, the direction I'm looking, and I can just talk away to the camera, with the camera behind me, just talk away, and obviously you can sort of ride with me. And jobs like this is not too bad. Drilling's not too bad once I've drilled the headlands. Once I get to the middle of the field, yet again, I can then, sort of chat away, but yeah, anyway, thanks ever so much for watching this week's update. I hope you've enjoyed it. Tick and subscribe and whatever it is that you do with the bells and the shares and everything else, and I'll see you in the next update. As I say, it might be a midweek update, it might be a weekend update, it just depends. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.